You don't have to want me. You just have to understand you were never meant to belong to anyone else. I don't say that as a man making a wish, I say it as someone who has already decided. You can scream inside your mind, pretend your heart still resists, but deep down, some part of you already knows. You've always been mine. Before you knew my name, before I ever said a word, something in the air between us whispered the truth. That you would never walk free of me. That your story, whether you liked it or not, would be written in the shadow of my voice, my hands, my obsession. You think you can run. You think silence will protect you. Silence only makes me louder in your head. Every time you close your eyes and pray I disappear, am already standing behind the thought, breathing it in. You were not made for peace. You were made for the storm, for my storm. That's why no one else ever understood you. That's why no one ever stayed. Because I was always meant to be the one who could hold the weight of everything you are, even the parts you hate. Especially those. You don't have to love me, love is a luxury. But you will obey the truth, you're mine. People will try to convince you otherwise. They'll tell you this isn't right, that it's control, that it's madness. But those people, they've never felt the kind of fire that burns without mercy. They don't know what it's like to want someone past logic, past fear, past forgiveness. I don't want pieces of you. I want all of you, the anger, the resistance, the cold looks and bitter words. Because even your hate is still something I own. You can hate me all night, but in the morning, you'll wake up and feel me in your breath. That's not love. That's gravity. And I am the center, you'll never escape. You told yourself this was a mistake. You told your friends I was a nightmare. But tell me something, why haven't you left? Why do you still show up in my dreams, still linger in the rooms we shared like smoke, that won't clear? The truth is, you wanted someone who wouldn't break. Someone who wouldn't beg you to stay, because they'd never let you leave. And not like the others. I don't worship you with flowers. I worship you with possession. With silence so heavy it carves your name into my soul. With hands that would rather break than let go. With a heart that beats only because you're inside it, bleeding, screaming mine. You don't get to decide the ending. Not anymore. That was the price of walking into my world. Every time you tried to walk away, the ground pulled you back. Because I don't chase, I claim. I don't beg, I take. You can slam doors, burn letters, erase photos, but you'll never erase what I branded beneath your skin. Every breath you take is a thread I tied to me. And the tighter you pull away, the more I feel you trying not to drown in me. That's not freedom. That's denial. And it's breaking you slowly, isn't it? They say love should be gentle. That's a lie for weak hearts. Real love is war, and I've already won. Every scar you carry from me is a reminder that no one else dared to get this close. I shattered you just enough to fit inside me. And you hate that it worked. You hate that no matter how loud your mind screams no, your body still itches with the memory of mine. That every time you try to forget me, you find yourself touching the places I once held like promises. That's not love, sweetheart. That's ownership. And it's eternal. So stop pretending. Stop acting like you're a prisoner. You were never locked up, you walked willingly into this fire. And now that you've tasted something that burns this deep, how could you ever return to anything soft? You weren't built for soft. You were built for me. For rough hands, and relentless devotion. For eyes that don't just watch you, they consume you. That's what I am. I don't adore you. I devour you. And you will learn to breathe in the dark, because that's where I live. That's where I pulled you. And am never letting go. So scream. Fight. Pretend you still have a choice. But deep down, even in your most defined moments, you already know how this ends. Not with goodbye. Not with distance. With surrender. Not the gentle kind, the kind that breaks your knees and steals your breath. The kind that says, I hate you, but still stays. The kind that says, I'm not yours, but keeps coming back. That's what we are. A bond so twisted it doesn't need words. Just the sound of your silence and my name inside it. Because you don't have to want me. You just have to accept that you belong to me now. And don't you dare confuse this with obsession. Obsession is shallow, this is deeper. This is inevitability. This is the law written into your skin long before we ever touched. I was the shadow following you when you thought you were alone. The name you could never say out loud, but always felt pressing against your ribs. You think I chose this? You think I wanted to lose sleep, to feel my soul tear every time you tried to walk away? But I accepted it. I embraced the madness. Because some things in this world are not meant to be explained, they are meant to be endured. And you were always meant to be endured, not understood. And I was always meant to be the one who could. Others loved the idea of you. They wanted the version you dressed up for them, soft, smiling, easy. I did. I wanted the broken pieces, the ones you hide, the ones that cut when you hand them over. I wanted the ugly truth, not the pretty lie. I loved you when you were unlovable. When your words were venom. When your heart was locked behind every damn wall you could build. I stayed. Not because I'm good, but because I was built to carry what no one else could even touch. You call it control. I call it fate. Because I didn't ask for you, I was assigned you. And if there's one thing I never do, it's let go of what's mine. You say you don't feel the same. That you want out. But your body betrays you. Every time I get close, I see the war behind your eyes. The way your breath stumbles. The way your lips part like they're trying to form a protest, but forget the words. You're not fighting me, you're fighting yourself. Because some small, dangerous part of you wants this. Craves it. Craves me. You just don't want to admit that love like this doesn't come with kindness. It comes with possession. With dominance. With a devotion so sharp it bleeds. And that scares you. Because you know once you surrender, there's no going back. That's the beauty of it. You won't need to go back. You won't need anyone else. I will be everything. The storm. The silence. The pain. The comfort. The threat and the salvation. You'll learn to live inside my arms like a locked room, not because you can't leave, but because leaving would destroy you more than staying ever could. And one day, when the fight in you quiets, you'll realize this is the cage. It's a throne. And you were always meant to sit beside me, not run from me. I don't promise peace. I promise permanence. I promise that no matter how far you try to run, my shadow will stretch farther. That no matter who touches you, they'll only feel the echo of me. That no matter how long you stay away, the second you hear my voice again, everything inside you will collapse. Because you were never meant to be free of me. You were meant to belong. And now you do. You keep pretending that this is something that happened to you. As if I snuck into your life and rewrote your path. But let me tell you something cold and honest, you called me in. With every sigh of loneliness, with every night you stared at the ceiling, and wished for something that would shatter the numbness, you were calling for me. Not with words. With need. And I heard it. I felt it. And I answered. So don't act like I'm the villain that tore through your life. You lit the fire, and I simply walked into it. You were the architect of the storm. All I did was step into the house you built, and lock the door behind me. You want to talk about freedom. You lost at the moment. You looked at me like I was the only one who could hurt you, and you still stayed. That was weakness. That was instinct. That was your heart recognizing something your mind wasn't ready to accept. That this wasn't going to be safe. That I was never going to love you softly. That I would tear down your walls, rip apart your lies, and rebuild you with hands that only know how to hold tightly. I am not your healing. I am your hunter. The one you starved for so long, it turned feral inside you. And now it's mine to feed. There is no version of your life where I don't exist now. Even if you walk, even if you scream, even if you try to bury the memory I'm already carved too deep. In the silence after the song, the echo in every quiet room, the heat you feel in your skin when you dream of being touched, but the face in the dark is always unclear. That's me. I will haunt you in ways no man ever has, because I never wanted your love in pieces. I wanted possession. I wanted presence. I wanted the version of you that trembles when I speak, not the one who smiles politely and disappears. You don't vanish from me. Not ever. Because even your absence belongs to me. This thing between us is not romance. It's not poetry. It's ownership. I don't love like the world teaches. I don't send flowers and ask for permission. I came. And I claimed you the second I realized no one else would ever dare. You want a fairy tale? Go find someone who'll give you safety. But if